Pathways to Freedom, I'd like to share with you this joint mobility routine. It's pretty basic, accessible by almost any level of ability, and it's something that I use most mornings to start my day, just bringing some synovial fluid down through the body to flush the joints and help me stay mobile throughout my day, give everything in my body a little wake-up call so that it feels active and engaged as I'm performing various activities. So to start, we'll start from the top, as they say, with the neck and taking the gaze over either shoulder. Pretty basic to start. I do about 3 repetitions each side for each exercise. Next, you'll extend the chin straight up and draw the head back. I'll give you the profile view here. Straight up and back. And then you'll take the chin forward and back. So down and forward and back. Alright, next we'll do a glide. So here you can imagine that if you had a frame around the face, that you would just try to take the head to the outside without too much rotation, right? Keeping the gaze straight ahead, for example. Alright, and then tilt one ear to one shoulder and imagine a fishing line drawing the cheekbone up to the sky. And you might feel other parts of the body move for sure. You just want to try to initiate the movement from that cheekbone. Great. Moving on down the body now, so we'll go to shoulders, starting by just swinging either shoulder back in space in this side plane and then 3 times forward. Bring it into the front plane of the body, 3 circles, and back the other way. And then you come into the back plane of the body, using a little bit of imagination here, just reaching. We're obviously not flush in that back plane. Wouldn't really be anatomically possible or comfortable. And then you make a cone shape overhead. 2, 3. Bring that same cone down in front. 1, 2, 3. Out to the side. And then rocking the hips and knees back and forth to make that shape down in front of the body. Second side. 3 on the side and back the other way. Front plane of the body. Back plane. And cone shape overhead. In the front. Down below, again rocking the hips and knees there. Next we'll move to elbows, so you take the insides, or what's sometimes called the eyes of the elbows, point them straight up to the sky, and then bend the elbows, drawing them straight back. You can see I'm making fists here with the palms facing up. Elbows out to the side, and then as I extend, I have the eyes of the elbows now facing each other here. So I'll rotate back out, and up, bend, out, extend, up, bend, out, extend. And then you'll find that with practice you can make this a little more fluid, and then you can take it back the other way. So a little more there just for practice. Then for the wrists, I'll just start with one wrist and eventually demonstrate 2. So I'll again initiate the movement with the wrist. The hand is inevitably going to move some as well, but I'll point the wrist up to 12 o'clock, and then my 3 o'clock, 6 and 9, 12, 3, 6, 9. And again, can become more fluid with practice, and then take it back the other way. And you can do both wrists at the same time. All right. Next we'll move to chest. So I'll start with the inhalation and expand the chest. Exhale, round the back, bring the arms forward. Inhale, expand, exhale, round. And then just a basic side bend here, reach one arm over. I like to sometimes rest the opposite arm on the chest. You could alternatively extend that opposite arm, let gravity give a little extra pull down toward the earth. All right, and next, just like the glide we did in the neck region, we'll bring that down, that same shape down now to the spine. So you'll just glide a little bit, and you could make this more of a flexibility exercise where you're just checking the mobility of the spine, or you could engage more of the core and even feel the inner thighs, the psoas muscle that connects there, engaging. Good. All right, next is a forward fold. So pretty basic, feet about hip distance apart. I'll just reach down, maybe do that ragdoll shape, grabbing opposite elbows, and then roll up. I'll extend upward as I bring myself into a back bend, and then I'll let the head be the last thing to rise here as I come back up. So with both shapes here, with the forward fold and with the back bend, really not trying to push it, right, but just again trying to wake everything up, check our flexibility and mobility, but just doing so gently. All right, and transitioning now to hips and lower body, we'll just do a couple kind of hula hoop circles here. Great. Now for legs, start with either side, really doesn't matter, and just swinging back and forth. Check your clearance, especially if you're in a close-quartered living room as I am. And then side swings. And hip circles, so bringing the knee to 90 degrees and extending outward, and then bringing the hip circles back inside. All right, second side. And again, not really putting a lot of force into it, just letting gravity kind of do the work. Nice and easy. Knee to 90, hip circles. Awesome. Okay, knees. So for knees, start by knee at 90 and just do 3 extensions straight out. And then the knee has a little bit of range of motion to twist. This is one of the trickier exercises in the routine because it's really hard to focus the initiation of the movement here in the knee, right? My hip and ankle and everything else want to move. So just bringing some awareness into that area of the body. And then last one for the knee is, again, thinking of that cone shape we did with the arms, just trying to make that here with the lower half of the leg. Second side, extending, twisting. Felt like more ankle there than knee, if I'm being totally honest. And then cone circles, shape. All right, last one is ankles. Flex and extend, and then a little bit of side action here. So bringing the inside edge of the foot back, and then the outside edge back, kind of flossing in that manner. And then last one is making some circles. Second side. And circles. One thing to consider here, if you want a little extra challenge with your balance, let's say you could do hip, knee, and ankle on one side before switching rather than switching back and forth, and just practice maintaining balance there. Next up is the squat. So if you need a little modification with the squat, you can take a couple books and put them under the heels, give yourself a little extra support there. Lots of different opinions about the alignment of the feet. I basically just took what felt natural here, and that's generally what I recommend for the squat. And then I'll just do a little bit of bouncing around. And lots of other things that you can do from the squat as well, including twisting, tapping one knee to the opposite big toe, things like that. I usually don't do that most mornings, but sometimes when I'm inspired, it can be part of the routine. So 30 seconds or so in the squat, and then I'll come into a kneeling position. I like to try and not use my hands to get on and off of the ground, just as a general practice. So I'll lower down with my feet together and gently place the knees on the earth, and then I'll hang out here for a moment with the toes tucked under, getting a little stretch there, catch my breath. And then I'll go ahead and come onto the tops of the feet, give the ankles a stretch, and usually just as my practice is kind of transitioning to the ground-based stuff, I notice this feels like a good time to close my eyes and take a centering breath. And even just one moment of mindfulness, attention on the breath can make a huge difference, not only in my mobility practice, but in the course of my day. All right, and then I'll transition to the floor. Again, sometimes practicing with no hands there. And holding onto the knees, we'll do some spinal rolls. I do about 10 of these. So I'll roll back and come up, and I'll just give a little extension of the chest, and then really scoop so I get a nice roll shape, not a clunk, right, but wanting to get more of an even curve along the spine. Just helping blood to circulate in the muscles of the back. And feeling my core engage, especially as I squeeze to make that C shape with the spine. All right. And then I'll come up and do supine twist here. So I'll squeeze one knee into the chest, extend the leg over to the other side, and then reach the opposite arm back and take my gaze towards that opposite arm. And again, take a moment to catch my breath. And really try to hang out here until the places that are holding tension can relax. It usually takes a few rounds of breath. For me, I notice the bottom leg, the hip of the bottom leg really wants to stay engaged. And it takes a few rounds of breath to surrender that to the earth, to gravity. When I feel that, I'll hang out for another breath or two, come back to neutral and switch sides. It can help to close the eyes and just get in touch with the sensations, feeling the body from the inside out, scanning for where there's tension, not deliberately trying to fix that or make it go away, the tension, right, but just holding it in awareness. And the last exercise that I'll do is some hollow body rocks here just to activate the core and bring it online. So I start by clasping the thumbs together and extending the arms overhead, and then I come into a hollow body shape. Usually brings on a little trembling for me, core, because you can hear my voice. And then just rock 10 times. And then I'll take the momentum from that to bring myself back up again, practicing going back to standing with no hands. So I'd love to receive feedback. Let me know if you practice this routine, or if you have a different routine that you like, maybe has elements of this and shows up in a different way. But I use this a lot and I highly recommend it. Think of it as equivalent to flossing your teeth, right, to help fend off gum disease in the way we take care of our joints. A similar kind of exercise and aim here. And I should say too that, if you're curious about modifications for any of the exercises, feel free to reach out and ask questions. Feel free to modify on your own, obviously, as needed. And don't feel like this is a set structure that needs to be done in a certain way. Make it your own and customize it to your needs. If you're curious about more stuff like this, you can check me out. I'm at pathwayssomaticcoach.com, and feel free to contact me there, read more about my work. Got all kinds of fun functional movement activities and exercises to do that I incorporate with my work as a somatic coach. All right, thanks so much for watching. Have a great day.